So honestly, I have to say I've been scrolling through all of my videos in my video folder that I've had pre-recorded for a while, and I realized I never actually recorded the face cam part of my at-home business in The Sims 2. And I'm like, I should record this video for today because one, I love The Sims 2, and two, just running a business within itself is kind of exciting. Plus, I've been sick for the past week and a half and I really haven't had the energy to record anything. So today I'm alive, I'm feeling way better. Allergy season can step on a Lego, so can cancer. And I honestly felt like, it was a time to just sit back, relax, and just be able to record something that I have fun, doing all the time, which is building in The Sims. So I have to be honest with you all, I've been recording a few videos here and there, but I haven't had the energy to actually record like face cam footage. And I've been contemplating back and forth, do I want to do more face cam videos or do I want to do less face cam videos where I can just like talk with my voice and not have my face in every video? Because sometimes it's overwhelming to like turn on the camera, the lights, and like actually look at the camera because mostly I'm always looking at my screen. But I realized when I was going through my video folder of all the videos I pre-recorded in the past couple of weeks and months, I had a video that I wanted to make for a long time that related around like at-home businesses and restaurants and just being able to work for yourself. But also I've been recently rewatching a lot of Bob Burgers on Hulu, and I love Bob's Burgers. I saw the movie. Louise is my ride or die, Tina is my spirit animal, and Eugene is just there to exist. But nonetheless, I love that family. The Belcher family are pretty cool. And I wanted to kind of like resemble that family in The Sims 2 because I knew that you could actually run a business out of your own home. And I've never really actually built a restaurant out of my own Sims home before. And I thought I'd give it a try. So I wanted to do a restaurant at the bottom and a livable part on the top. Now, it's a family for like three Sims where it's like two parents and also the newborn baby. And I kind of wanted to like replicate the actual Bob's Burgers like structure in The Sims, but it wasn't working very well. So I kind of just like scrapped that idea, figured out another way to like make it happen. So I might build the Bob's Burgers official build in The Sims 4, which is a little bit more easier, and we have a lot more building capabilities that we do in The Sims 2. So when I was building this on stream months ago, I was trying to figure out how was I going to make the kitchen, the living room, the bathroom, the bedrooms all fit in this whole little small space. Because I didn't want to make it too big or too small. I wanted to do something that was easily accessible, but also easily to like renovate over time if I wanted to. And I've always had this fascination of like running my own restaurant, like IRL, because I love food and I love baking more than anything. And it's kind of like my thing that I like to do usually on stream because all the time what I do once a month on stream is I do a baking cooking stream in my kitchen and then I bake something unique. But this year, I'm actually going to be baking and cooking at my parents' house this year, where I'm going to be fundraising for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, which, by the way, is in Memphis, Tennessee. And I'll explain way more about my trip in another video. But if you don't know St. Jude is an awesome research hospital in Memphis, Tennessee that cures so many kids around the world. And honestly, fun fact, no parent has to pay a single dime at St. Jude. They never receive a bill. So it's like the only thing they have to care about is their child getting better. And I love that about St. Jude. And I've been fundraising for St. Jude for the past like couple of days now. Whenever you watch this video, I'm still fundraising. And we're getting very close to $3,000 for the kids, which is insane. I've been fundraising for St. Jude since 2019 and we are almost collectively been have raised over $20,000 for the kids in like 4 years, which is wild. But nonetheless, if you want to donate to the kids of St. Jude, I will leave my Tiltify link down below in the description because honestly, it's very important to me. I love kids, I love education, I love helping others where they need help, and it's like my one thing that I like to do every single day. But when it ties into this build, specifically when helping other people, these Sims that live here wanted to open up their own restaurant to help other Sims around the world of Pleasant View and also other, downtown, Blue Water Village, the stuff like that. They wanted to be able to create a restaurant that was based around community, family, educating other upcoming aspiring chefs in the world, but also wanting to provide good solid meals for people who don't really have good solid meals, like Mary Sue Pleasant, who is really honestly not my favorite sim at the moment, but they're providing meals where Sims need a lot more help and who cannot afford certain types of things. And I think it's like something I've always wanted to try and do, help other Sims in need. And that is why I built this little restaurant at the bottom and the little house at the top. And honestly, I want to play a little bit in this little family or this restaurant and see how far I can take it, especially with the fact that it's a home within a business and they have employees where they're going to have like a host, a chef or two, and also a waiter. But they also might work for themselves and like run the whole restaurant and see how long it takes them. Make a little family business, you know? Because something about The Sims that I love so much is that you're able to have everyone in your family run the restaurant themselves and like be their own chef, their own host or hostess or waiter or cashier. Like they can literally run a family business if they wanted to. That is something I've always longed for in The Sims 4 with Dino, of being able to run a family business and be a chef, be a, a waiter or a host or a hostess, stuff like that. So The Sims 2 was the next best thing for me. I reverted back to my old ways of like, I'm going to do it this way because I can. And I always thought that, with Sims that like own their own business out of their own home, that run a restaurant, they have their own private garden that they grow produce out of to get like apples and cucumbers and strawberries. Because I really learned a lot when playing The Sims 2, and I've been playing it since the day it came out, that every time I play it, I learned something new. And I kind of forgot that you could grow like cucumbers and strawberries and eggplants and other things. The more that you have, a better like gardening like talent badge. So it's like better to like actually grow a garden from the ground up and see how long it takes you. So I don't know. And I've had this build sitting in my video folder for months. This is like a build that I did last year. And what month are we in? May. And I finished this build like around January 18th. So I've been sitting on this build for months on end, and it was supposed to come out ages ago, back in January when I was like doing things, but life got busy. Your boy got busy with other things and had to like push back a few videos, and we're getting back to the swing of things where I want to do what I want to do and post when I want to post and not overwhelm myself. We shouldn't be doing that. We should be taking care of ourselves more and realizing that we can't control everything, but also we have to make sure that we have to keep our mental state stable. Because if we don't, we're going to lose it like nobody's business. And I don't know, Sims 2 just brings it like all back to me where my love of The Sims kind of started, where I kind of understood the Sims franchise more because of The Sims 2. Because granted, I was like 4 years old when I started playing The Sims. So I didn't really know anything back then. But Sims 2 was like that game that I actually knew because I was like 9. Wasn't supposed to be playing this game because this game was a lot with those cutscenes. If you know the cutscenes, you know. But nonetheless, I played The Sims 2 way more than I should have. And I've grown fond of this game over the years, and it's always like my go-to game to play if I'm bored or want to try something new, or I want to try out an experiment that I have an idea for like another game, but want to try in like the OG game that really got me kicking with the Sims franchise, So nonetheless, this house, like I said, was for a family of 3, 2 Sims and a newborn or a toddler, because I realized that with a family business, you want to make sure that you're having a thriving, bustling household that has, sustainability and, financially stable and like thinks about the environment more. That's why they have a garden in the back rather than going to other places to buy produce from the middlemen people. So I thought it would be a good idea to like have a eco-friendly, sustainable, like financially stable family that was once living in downtown but moved to the main city of Pleasant View. Because if you haven't seen like my past like videos of Pleasant View, I've done a lot of like current household videos of like Cassandra Goth and Mary Sue Pleasant and like Don Lothario and the Calientes. Like I've done so many different current household videos around the townies of Pleasant View. And it's been kind of interesting to see like them grow and thrive as like people. And I want to actually do another current household video very soon where I talk a little bit more about a sim that I have not played in a while that I need to like express what's been going on. And it's mainly Don Lothario, who a sim that started it all for this household of the drama and chaos. So, cause like he's doing great. Like he has like a nice house, or I'm gonna build him a new house actually, cause he moved out of his mansion that he used to live in with Dina Caliente and their two kids and Dina's other kid from Mortimer Goth when they were married for like a hot 2 seconds. So I gotta like build him a new house, a household of actually no. Flynn Caliente went to university soon. I have to update you all on a lot of things because I've been playing a lot off camera when I was sick. And I'm like, wait, no one knows about this. I have to share everything. But I've been like really pumped about like just replaying The Sims and getting back into the swing of things and like showing off like my gameplay because I haven't posted a gameplay video in like 84,000 kajillion years. So I've only been doing building because that's all I really had the mentality for. So I cannot wait to share all of my gameplay and really go at it. I also realized that a lot of my builds in The Sims 2 tend to use the same wallpaper, mostly the same wallpaper in like the living room or the kitchen. Something about that green and orange and like board and batten wallpaper, it is so good. It's my favorite wallpaper to use in The Sims 2, but also every single wallpaper in the IKEA stuff pack, 10 out of 10, top tier, totally worth it. And I honestly, the fact that I've been playing The Sims 2 for more than like 10 years or so, I feel like I should do a ranking video in The Sims 2 of like all the packs. So like my least favorite to my most favorite. Because honestly, there's not that many packs in The Sims 2, nor would they ever remake this game. I wish they would. But I think people need my opinion. I think you all need my opinion about The Sims 2, even though I talk about it all the time. I have nothing bad to say about this game because this game was like at its peak. Top tier quality, nothing could beat it. It was just like that game that really got me going for everything that I needed and wanted, and some more. So I'm like, what don't I like about The Sims 2? It'll take me a minute to figure out like what I don't like about it, but when I figure it out, I'll let you all know. But I want to go and take you all into the game to show you all the build in real time because I did cut out a few things, but not too much. But I really wanted to show the house in real time and not all sped up because sometimes speed builds are quite nerve-wracking and you just needed to see the build all slowed down. But let's go into the game. So like I mentioned before, I wanted to build this based off of the inspiration of Bob's Burgers. So I built a little restaurant slash home for a family of 3 looking to improve the town of Pleasant View because this town is literally dying of old age, but also just, general like everything. Like it's literally dying left and right and they need a lot of improvements. So a restaurant with the family involved just seemed very fitting. I'm trying to get back into the whole family gameplay of my Pleasant View save and not the whole drama-filled soap opera type of thing, but we'll get into that later. But I have not seen this build in like 4 months, so looking at it now, I'm quite impressed with what I did, especially downstairs, because at first I was going to go with more of the classic, red and white and black diner look downstairs, but it just didn't seem very fitting. So I went with more of like an upscale, fancier looking restaurant downstairs with like the lighting and also the booth tables and the regular dining room tables. But I also wanted to have like a little seating at the bar near the kitchen. That way you can kind of see what your people are cooking your food in and also just have a little opening for the host and the chef and the waiters and all the people to kind of see the guests coming in and coming out. And especially now, if the Sims are going to live upstairs, they might have a way to like see other people. Now, we have the bathroom over here. It's a public restroom. We have the urinal over here and the stalls over here. And then you have your 2 sinks and your mirrors. And then back here is like the employee lounge. It's very small and very tiny, but they have all the things they need. A TV, garbage chute, phone, a little coffee maker to keep them up, and ready 24 hours in a day. And then they have their own bathroom over here if they don't have any room in this bathroom back here. Now, since it is a family home as well, I felt they needed like a garden back in the backyard with some trees and also a grill and also a dog house because they are pet friendly and they wanted to have a dog and also a cat in their home. So it's just not a family of 3, it's a family of 5, 3 humans and 2 fur animals, which I honestly love so much. So I wanted to add in a dog house and also the other family things back here too. I also have some composting bins because they are eco-friendly. They have solar panels on the top of their house, and they wanted to make sure that they are making a home for the future, where not only they are making the world a better place with their food, but also with the economy with like recycling and upscaling and like making sure they're reusing all their materials in a better way. So having a composting bin here, all 3 of them would be perfect, especially if they run out of space or they just need to put some other extra trash after the guests don't finish their food because they don't like to waste, so they felt composting bin seemed very perfect. Now, since they are a home of like 3 Sims, they have their own little fishing spot in the back on the side. If they are trying to grill some fish, they can go back here, get their fish, slap it on the grill, and call it a day, especially with some lobster. Now, their upstairs is pretty much where they live. That's where they kind of do all their things. You have their living room over here with all their IKEA furniture, which I have to say again, 10 out of 10, top tier pack. I love the IKEA stuff pack. I wish they would do it again in The Sims 4, but you know, a boy can dream. But we have their living room here, their little office over here with their computer, and also all their dog leashes, their heater, bookcase, their lovely small little bathroom, and their only bathroom upstairs, which I have to say is probably the most lackluster place to be in the home because I don't really like decorating bathrooms a lot in The Sims because I don't know what to do with them, especially in The Sims 2, since there really isn't that much. But I wanted to add in at least something, of course, upstairs. They have their bedroom with their Murphy bed that is not too deadly, but it's a great way to, you know, save on space and make sure they have a good equal amount of space for other improvements that they want to move or add new things into their home. They have their mirror, and they also have their baby's bedroom over here, which they have not been born, but I wanted to add in the crib and the changing table and a few extra bits and bobs and toys. But I'm not really sure. I kind of left this room as a blank canvas for my Sims to eventually decorate if they end up having a kid in like the early stages of their restaurant or later in their life after they kind of like do other things. But I wanted to add it back here just in case. Now, I also have their kitchen and dining room in here. I did accidentally have the kitchen over here in this spot, but it felt too small, so I flipped it onto the other side where we have more space. So we have a bigger kitchen with all their espresso machines and their processor and their microwave and also their island as well. So this was like actually a really fun build to make from the ground up with an idea of Bob's Burgers, but put it in The Sims 2 and see how far I can take it, especially with the fact that normally Sims can't cook, but it just seemed very fitting to do at least a family restaurant type build. Especially my favorite game of all time, like The Sims 2. But yeah, if you want to download this build and you have The Sims 2, I'll link it down below in the description to Sims file share. That way you can download it and all that jazz. But nonetheless, that is the build and I hope you like it. But either way, as always, do let me know down in the comments below of what you thought of today's build, especially if you've ever ran a restaurant in The Sims 2 or just in general. But lo and behold, this has been fun, a great comeback for me at least. But if you want to go and check out my Tiltify link for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, I will also have that link down below for you all to donate or just share to your friends and family. But either who, as always, I hope you all enjoyed it and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!